Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take your stack of resources, all the articles, notes, the latest reports, and turn it into the definitive knowledge stack. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of otakatsu.
Which is, fan activity, but really taken to the next level. It's how people in Japan just blend their love for animation with real life. It creates these amazing pilgrimages.
And our target today is a huge one of the longest-running, most globally beloved characters out there, Crayon Shin-chan and his real-life hometown, Kasukabe.
Right. And the thing about Shin-chan is that the world he lives in, it's not a museum. The locations are always changing. I mean, places close, things move.
Exactly. So we pulled together travel guides, some very recent 2025 vlogs, detailed route plans, and our mission today is pretty simple, giving the definitive, completely up-to-date guide for that Kasukabe pilgrimage.
We're basically trying to eliminate the guesswork.
Mm.
We want to make sure you don't show up and find out your favorite photo spot is covered in scaffolding for repairs. Or worse.
Or worse, that the place you wanted to see has been closed for a year. We're turning a whole bunch of scattered tips into one super efficient itinerary.
Okay, let's get into it.
So the journey begins, as you'd expect, at Kasukabe Station.
It does. And the station itself is a great start. It's decorated with all the characters. But here is the absolute golden rule. The first thing every single source agrees on, you have to immediately go to the east exit.
The east exit. Okay, why is that so critical? It's not just for a particular statue, is it?
No, it's about intelligence gathering, real-time intel. The second you get out of that east exit, you make a beeline for Plat Kasukabe. That's the Kasukabe Information Center.
And this isn't just for grabbing a map.
Not at all. This is damage control. You're checking to see if any of the monuments are under maintenance.
Ah, the dreaded Shifukuchu sign.
Exactly. It means under repair. And because these are such popular photo spots, they get rotated for maintenance all the time. If you skip this one step, you could walk for 15 minutes just to find action common behind a plastic sheet.
Which is a complete waste of time. So, Plat Kasukabe is our mission control. What else are we grabbing there besides the is it open info?
This is where you get your arsenal. You get the official stamp rally map, which is like your guide for the whole day. And you get the tourist map, which helpfully marks key spots with letters, like location B, location F, and so on.
And you can get a few early photos in.
Yeah, they usually have statues of Shin-chan and his little sister Himawari right there.
Okay, quick practical question. A lot of people do this as a day trip from Tokyo, so they might have bags. What happens if you mess up and go out the west exit with a suitcase?
That's a super common mistake. The tip here is to just use the underground passage. It's built to connect the two exits, and it has ramps and elevators, so it's perfect if you're dragging luggage.
No, that's a great tip. And there's a bonus down there, right?
Yep. A pretty cool trick art aquarium display. It's a fun little detour. But a heads up for the future. The latest city plans show that whole passage is scheduled to be buried around 2031, so the route will change.
Wow, so even the infrastructure is evolving.
Always. But for now, the rule is east exit, Plat Kasukabe, get your intel first.
Got it. Intel secured, map in hand. Now for the main event. Where is the biggest, most concentrated dose of Shin-chan goodness?
That would be Lala Garden. It's home to the Buraburi Cinema Studio. It's about a 10-minute walk, maybe 700 meters. You're basically heading back over to the west exit side, aiming for the third floor of the mall.
And this is where we get my favorite little detail. The official name of this place is, well, it's something you would be completely embarrassed to try and ask a local for.
You mean the Arashi Woyobu Buraburi Cinema Studio?
Yes. The storm-calling Wiggle Cinema Studio. I mean, I would just freeze up trying to say that.
It's a mouthful. And thankfully, you don't have to. The locals have a nickname for it.
So what's the safe phrase? What do we ask for?
Just ask for the Shin-chan Studio. Everyone will know exactly what you mean. Spares you the blushes.
Perfect. So what's actually in the studio? Is this the main spot for merch and arcade games?
This is the epicenter. It's the largest Shin-chan spot by far. You've got a huge game center, which we need to talk about in a second, and tons of displays. One thing the recent vlogs kept pointing out was the wall of movie posters.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, especially the one for adult Empire Strikes Back. She said it was like the most impressive one. And of course, this is where you find your gachapon, your UFO catchers, all the latest merchandise.
You mentioned the game center. There's a really important warning there for anyone traveling with family.
A critical one.
Yeah.
Because it's an arcade, anyone under 16 is not allowed in after 6:00 p.m. So if you have kids who are fans, you have to plan this stop for the afternoon. Don't leave it till the evening.
Good to know. Okay, let's talk about the big photo op here. The handprint wall. What makes it so special?
It's all about the scale. It's hilarious. You can put your hand next to the handprint of Action Kamen or Kantem Robot, and they're just massive.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously huge superhero-sized hands.
And then you move down the wall.
And you get to Shin-chan's. And it's not his hand. It's his butt print. And it's about the size of a fist. And Shiro, the dog, has this tiny little paw print.
But the weirdest one is Himawari's.
It is. His baby sister has these surprisingly big footprints. It's just a funny, weird little detail that shows you how much thought went into this. Of all the photo ops, this is the one you absolutely cannot miss.
Okay, that's the shot we need. Now, from Lala Garden, we're heading to our next major hub, and this one's a recent change. The new Kasukabe City Hall.
Yep, it's a short walk, maybe 8 minutes, 500 meters. And it's a new building, just finished in 2024. And you might think, why is City Hall? But it's become this central archive for the pilgrimage.
You're greeted by Shin-chan and Shiro right at the entrance, but what's the big deal about what's inside?
It's where things from the closed locations have been moved. You go up the escalator, and there's an exhibit with all these artifacts that were displaced. It shows the city is really invested in keeping the history of this pilgrimage alive, even as the real world changes around it.
And this leads to maybe the most fascinating cultural detail of the whole trip, the official status of the Nohara family.
They are, and the City Hall is very proud of this, registered as special residents of Kasukabe City. And this is so much more than just a cute marketing gimmick.
Let's unpack that. Why would a city do that for cartoon characters?
It's a really profound civic statement. It's about identity. It says Shin-chan isn't just a tourist attraction. He is woven into the fabric of Kasukabe's brand, its economy, its global image. By making them residents, the city is saying, this character is us.
And it makes the City Hall feel more welcoming to fans.
Exactly. It encourages you to go in to see the exhibit without feeling like you're intruding on a government building. It elevates the whole thing from just tourism to like a form of cultural recognition.
That's incredible. But now we have to turn to a more bittersweet stop, the one that was an anchor of the Shin-chan world for so long.
We have to talk about the closed supermarket, the model for the Ito Yokado store in the anime, Sato Kokono-do.
And the definitive, can't stress this enough update is that this building is permanently closed. As of 2025, you cannot go inside.
It's basically a historical landmark now. The building's still there. It's location B on your map, but its future is up in the air. Demolition, reuse, nobody knows. So any statues or monuments that used to be there, they've been moved.
Right. Moved to the City Hall and Plat Kasukabe, as you said. So if you go there now, you're really just taking a photo of the outside and sort of paying respects to the history of the place.
Exactly. It's about the memory of the location, not the current business.
Okay, let's quickly run through the other essential stops for a full-day trip.
Next up, near the west exit again, you've got Rudy's. This is your specialized merchandise stop. It's about a 16-minute walk. Now, the crucial thing here is the schedule. It is always, always closed on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
A classic rookie mistake to show up on a Wednesday.
A total amateur move. It's open 12:00 to 18:00 otherwise. From there, we go to a spot with a totally different feel.
Horror kite.
This is the last stop on the stamp rally, right?
Yeah.
It is. And the atmosphere is what makes it so special. It's famous for its huge kite displays. The sources just kept mentioning the big kite.
But the feeling of the place is totally different from the loud, bright arcade at Lala Garden.
Completely different. The best description we found said it felt like visiting an empty elementary school classroom during summer vacation. It's quiet, a little nostalgic, a very Japanese aesthetic to wrap things up.
I love that. And finally, for people with more time who want to see a bit of nature, Angel Dome.
Right. This takes a little more effort. It's a 3-minute train ride on the Tobu Park line, then an 11-minute walk. It's a children's center, a Jidu center, so it's great for families. More statues of Shin-chan, Himawari, and Shiro.
But the main draw is the seasonal nature around it.
Absolutely. It's a total contrast to the city. If you time your visit for late July, you get 24,000 sunflowers. Go in late October, you get 200,000 cosmos flowers. It's breathtaking. Plus, it's a known bird watching spot.
So it's the peaceful end to a busy day of hunting for photo ops.
The perfect counterpoint.
Now, let's zoom out for a second. This whole pilgrimage is based in a small Japanese city, but it's a huge international phenomenon.
It really is. The data is fascinating. The vast majority of people doing this pilgrimage are not Japanese. Kasukabe has built this entire experience around its international fans.
We know China is the largest group. Who else is making the trip?
After China, you see lots of visitors from Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Vietnam. But the really surprising one the research highlighted was Spain.
Spain?
Yeah, apparently Crayon Shin-chan is a massive hit there. It's broadcast widely, so Spanish fans are a really notable part of the visitor demographic.
That's amazing. Okay, final section. Practical strategy. We know most people are day tripping from Tokyo.
That's right. The stats are pretty clear. Only about 1% of foreign visitors stay overnight in Kasukabe. 87% are based in Tokyo. So your day needs to be efficient.
You mentioned renting bikes from Plat Kasukabe. Is that the best way to get around?
For spots like Angel Dome, yes. A bike lets you see the scenic routes. But there is one specific route that every source says to avoid at all costs. This is a critical safety warning.
Okay, what's the route to avoid?
Do not, under any circumstances, try to take the bus to Michi no Eki Showa.
Why is it so bad?
It's a logistical nightmare. First, it's a 45-minute bus ride. Second, the schedule is confusing, it's infrequent, and there's often no English information. Trying to get back is really stressful.
And the third reason?
It's dangerous. The road is heavy traffic, and there are no dedicated bike lanes. So if you try to cycle it, you're putting yourself at risk. The traffic also makes the bus unreliable. It's just not worth the time or the stress.
So the best strategy is locked in. Start at Plat Kasukabe for your intel, hit the core sites like Lala Garden and City Hall, and then use the train or a bike for the farther spots, but completely avoid that one bus route.
That is the formula for a successful, stress-free day.
This has been an incredibly detailed breakdown of the Kasukabe pilgrimage. We've identified the moving targets, like the relocated statues, confirmed the permanent closure of Sato Kokono-do, and given you the key shortcuts to make your day work.
And the biggest takeaway, really, for any kind of niche travel is just how vital it is to get the latest local information. For Kasukabe, that means everything hinges on that first stop at the information center. You have to do it.
And as we saw with the old supermarket, the real-world places from our favorite stories, they aren't permanent. They close, they move, they get renovated. And that raises a really interesting question for you, the learner, to think about. As these real-world settings change, what's more important to the pilgrimage experience? Visiting the current active location or visiting the site where the memory of that fictional world was born? Something to think about the next time you step into a fictional world made real.